Coach, against Charleston, the high press seemed to do you guys in a bit in that first 20 minutes. Is this kind of the standard you're seeing in USL, where when you're on the road, those teams are trying to make you guys make mistakes as early as possible just to kind of dictate the game?
Yeah, for sure. You know, the home teams are trying to dictate the tempo at home, and Charleston was a team that has not lost at home in over 2 years. So we knew it was going to be a tough competition and opposition for us. We've been putting ourselves behind the 8 ball with some mistakes, individual mistakes that are leading to goals. And so early in the match, it makes it that much more difficult for us. In saying that, I thought we settled down after that and were able to dictate the game on our terms. We created a number of chances, but unfortunately we weren't able to take those chances on the day. But all in all, we're disappointed to lose for sure. These young pros are getting a steep learning curve for them. But it's something that we have to try and manage away from home. And we can do that by settling the game down and start dictating possession to take their crowd out of it and also get them sitting back a bit.
Looking forward to this Saturday's game against Pittsburgh. They lost midweek in the U.S. Open Cup. They're winless in 8 games. How dangerous is a team like this playing at home who's in full desperation mode at this point in the season?
Yeah, they have good players, and results haven't gone their way thus far this season. Last season they were fairly consistent. They lost, one of their top players in Vincent, who went to DC United. But I know from the last time we played them, Kerr wasn't able to travel, and now he'll be able to play a home game. He's a very dangerous player, and when the team is backs up against the wall, and if you look at the standings, it could be viewed in their mindset as well as ours that it's a 6-pointer type game with regards to where we are in the standings. So I'm sure they'll come out with full energy and full purpose in front of their home crowd and try to get on the winning side of things.
You've spoken about squad rotation so far this season with having so many players available. Because of call-ups recently, Sean Hundell's getting more minutes, 16 years old. How impressed with you have you been with him so far in his way to integrate himself into the squad?
Yeah, I think all the young pros, aspiring young pros, are doing exceptionally well. Sean Hundell, case in point, 16 years old. I thought the last game was his best game from a defensive side of things, from an attacking threat, as well as some of the positions that he got into to try and score some goals. The one that he cut in the first half from the left-hand side, was reminiscent of like a young Thierry Henry, and he tried to curl it to the far post. So he's done everything from a textbook thing right and correct. He just wasn't able to put it into the far post. But I think once a goal goes in for him, it'll start to settle him down and calm him down. But we're pleased on what he's doing for a 16-year-old young man trying to make his way in the professional game. He's adding a lot to the team.
Will you be getting those guys with Canada back for this game, or are they coming back next week?
No, they're traveling back this evening, so we'll try and look after them tomorrow. It'll be a long travel day, I'm sure, and then try to get them ready for the match on Saturday as well as Harrisburg.
Just on that note, and the final note, Raheem Edwards scores twice during his time with Canada. He's come a long way since last season. How impressed have you just been with his development thus far?
Yeah, he's making a good progress, and you can see the players playing with a ton of confidence. For us, 4 goals on the season thus far, 2 goals with Canada as well as another 3 assists. So he's definitely making his mark in terms of output and production on the offensive side of things. And Skylar as well, he's been fairly consistent for us this season. And for him to go away and get a couple goals as well, I'm sure they're probably offset pieces. I haven't seen them, but that's always important, and it's an excellent honor for them to represent the club, represent their families, and play for Canada. So it's good to see that Canada is recognizing them as well.